Okay, I am recording. So, welcome everybody. It's Friday again. I hope you've had a good week of book bossing. I'm super excited today. Like 100% excited, and that's very excited for me when I'm 100% because at the beginning of this masterclass, we're obviously continuing our monthly theme, which is what is our monthly theme? I've forgotten. It's how to research the most profitable book that we could possibly create right now by using a step-by-step system, and also saving ourselves a ton of money on software like Publisher Rocket, BookBolt, BookBeam, all the other ones that you can possibly think of. I think this is the best way to do research, the way that I've been showing you all, because it is in real time. We're not waiting for any software to do their thing. And we're getting it today in real time from Amazon. We're not having to pay for it. And we can also add to our research and develop our research as we go along. So it's also a fun task to do. It's also very reliable data because we're getting it, like I say, straight from Amazon. And at the beginning of this masterclass, I want to talk about a really exciting book category that I've come across. So that's why I'm excited. So I'm going to show you that at the beginning of it. And then I want to do some research into education and workbook category. Because I've never done that with you guys before, ever. And I don't know why. And we've been going for over a year now. So I thought if I marry up the education and workbook category with this niche profitability research theme that we've got going on, then, creating workbooks and education books is quite quick. So I've also talked about in the past, um, in the academy about the consumability of books like this word search coloring book, highly consumable, isn't it? People are going to go through it, whiz through it, color the coloring pages, do the word search, and if they enjoyed it, they'll buy another one and another one and another one. And the profitability of consumable books is high. And whereas like fiction books and things like that are non-fiction, like a long-winded book that's a how-to, I don't know, how to lose weight on the keto diet. you know, that would be not as consumable because it takes longer to read or to go through the book. So ideally, we want to be creating lots and lots and lots of consumable books. The more consumable, the better. And the faster that we can create them, the better. And if we research on Amazon and find that it's profitable, the better. So we want all those three factors to be involved in our decision-making process of what books are we going to create. Now, obviously, educational workbooks are highly consumable. And also, I'm a mum. I've got two kids. And if you get a good educational book for them and they do well, and especially if they quite enjoyed filling it in, so if you can add in a little bit of fun factor, then as a mum, it keeps them quiet, they're learning stuff, it helps their education. It's not just all this bum fluff that's on TikTok. Bum fluff. But you know what I mean, all this drivel, so you're doing a good thing as a parent by buying these educational workbooks, no matter what age your child. And you're very likely to then want the next one and want the next one if they enjoyed it. So anyway, that's my waffle out the way. Let's let Nora in the door. And the first thing I want to show you is these 100,000 whys, which is a side note to today's masterclass, only because it's so profitable. And if you're going to create a book like that, you need to do it now because there's not very many on Amazon. And it's once everybody comes in and starts putting the books on there, then the last people who are last to the party are the ones who don't make the money. So we're in a non-saturated market with this book, which is an exciting place when a book first gets published and is really popular. So I'll just show you. Hi, Nora, by the way. So I'll just share my screen. and just show you what the 100,000 whys. So look at this one. This is what I'm so excited about. This is why I'm 100% excited. Um, this one was only just published, what, last week or something, and it's already
Mm.
on $16,000 in like 1 or 2 weeks, however long that is, 1 or 2 weeks. And you can just create this with AI. 100,000 whys. They called it Book for Adults Encyclopedia for Curious Adults. I don't know about you guys, but I love this cover. I absolutely love it. It's kind of light and glowing. It's got all the colours of the rainbow. It's obviously something that we can do. We've got the training module in our academy on how to use ideogram. You could absolutely screenshot this cover, use the training in the Book Boss Academy to create yourself a prompt using ideogram or whatever AI tool you prefer. We've got ideogram in that module to create yourself a prompt, and the prompt will show you what it needed to say to get this glowy look. So that's the golden nugget here of why you do that. And then you'd obviously change the images. So where it says, oh, there's a flying saucer and there's a brain at the top and there's a light bulb on there, you would change those objects because we don't want to create the same book cover of someone else, because that wouldn't be kind, it wouldn't be nice, and it wouldn't be right. So we then change our prompt to just have different objects and maybe different colours and maybe not a book at the bottom. Maybe yours would have, um, oh, I don't know, like a bookshelf instead of just one book going across, just something different. Um, so that's a really great one. So if we put that on our spreadsheet, and I've already done that, let me see. Book Boss profitable spreadsheet. Or did I put it on that one? Let's just have a look down here. Yes, it's on this one. So it's this one, 100,000 Whys book for adults. And let's have a look. Can you see how many reviews it's got? Oh, it's got no book reviews and it's still made $16,000 in 2 weeks. And that is absolutely incredible. So that goes on the spreadsheet. And obviously, we do the dirty mathematics where we get the revenue per month off Kip Scout there. I've used the little Kip Scout extension to get that figure. It doesn't matter if that figure's a little bit out. We're doing this to decide what book are we going to create next. So $16,000 divided by how many book reviews is, and it's basically they're getting $16,000 per book review because there is none. Yeah. So that is brilliant. And like I say, there's not even 10 books like this. And I think that is the only one that is published as an encyclopedia for adults. So that's the only 100,000 Whys book on Amazon published for adults under if we look at the category it's been published in. Oh, that's the other one. Let's look back at that one. It's published in literature encyclopedias. Yes, that's pretty clever. We always need to look at, well, what categories are our competitor books publishing under? And it's managed to get #1 bestseller in that. So there might be an encyclopedia section under teens. We would have to look. If there's an encyclopedia section under a teen category, then you could do 100,000 Why book for teens or teen girls. We can start to take this niche that is a very successful. We could do a broad one like it for adults, seniors, and kids to all enjoy together. That would be a great one to start with. And then what we do is we then niche down. We do one for teens, one for teen girls, one for teen boys, one for children. And can you imagine having a beautiful series of books like this? Maybe you could make your cover nice and golden, gold and silver, whereas this one is all the colours of the rainbow to differentiate your book from this one. So then you've got the one book that's broad, you've got the book for teen girls, teen boys, and you've got a book for young girls, young boys. You've got a whole category of a whole series of 5 books there, and I think that would be enough income um to take you through the year, if you could do that. And when we look at the sample of the book, um, we've got the Readsy training in the Book Boss Academy on how to do a quick contents page like this using Readsy. I am going to do another masterclass on how to do contents pages like this just in Google Docs, because I've been using Google Docs um yeah, for about the last 5 months. I've not been using Readsy because Google Docs is just as good. So I will do a masterclass on how to do it with Google Docs. So it's dead easy to do, contents page like that. You don't have to have a forward. Then they've got a really easy graphic. You could just have that in Canva or create it with AI. And they've got a graphic at the beginning of each section. And then they've separated the questions why into sections throughout the book. And you can see the sections yourself by looking at the contents. So they've got everyday life explained. Obviously, this is more directed at adults, isn't it? Everyday life explained, nature, animals, and the planet, history, culture, civilization, strange, surprising, unexpected, wise, future possibility and the unknown, and then I don't know, infinite Y engine, whatever all that is. I don't really understand it, but what I do understand is they've broken down the questions why into 20 different categories or 15 different chapters or whatever. And then you just get AI to answer a question, to create questions under a category, copy and paste into your book. Copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, 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 paste for about, I don't know, what do you reckon? A week, 2 weeks of copying and pasting? You'll want to kill yourself at the end of this. Please don't. Because then you're going to publish it, have an amazing cover like this that you do in our training on Ideogram, and then you're going to reap your rewards. You may not get $16,000 in 2 weeks, but blimey, 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 I think you're going to make really good money on these books because there aren't many published, and the ones that are published are making money. So I've also looked at the other ones. This is very ideogrammy. This cover is a bit too ideogrammy. It's a bit too busy, in my opinion, but it's still doing really, really well. 15,500, a very similar amount of income, only just published in March. So it's only a month old. It's only got 6 reviews. And then when we look at our spreadsheet, which one is that one? 100,000 big questions and amazing answers for curious kids. So that's this one. Yeah. So that is earning $2,597 per review when we look at it using our book boss strategy of what book should I create next. So that's really, really good. And then, but there is one here for teens. But like I say, there are not many of them. And can you remember, I don't know, those of you who've got kids, even myself, I can remember as a kid, I would always ask, why is this? Why is that? Why is that, Dad? Why is that, Mum? Why? So I think this is a genius idea that you could do ones for toddlers and young kiddies because there aren't any for that category. And wouldn't that be a lovely little book for your little kiddie that you could read with them in bed? And there aren't any in that category. And people are obviously searching 100,000 whys because it became a little bit of a trend on TikTok. I first saw the book, not one of these, I think it was a different one, 100,000 whys. And so then I thought, oh, I'm going to go to Amazon and see if there's some books on this on Amazon. And of course, I then saw a very small handful of them, but there is going to be more over the next 2 years, people are gradually going to start to publish in this category. So the key is to get in there now, to get as many reviews as you can now as well. Get your Auntie Mavis to leave you a nice review, and everyone, your Uncle Bernard. Publish it, get it up to the top, maybe boost it with some ads because you know it's in a really good category, really strong and unsaturated. And then your book will be one of the more popular ones on page one once everybody else starts to publish their books. The key is to get a really, really good cover like this one. So you need to really work the hardest. I know everybody works the hardest on the interior, but I think you really need to work the hardest on the cover. When you actually zoom into this book, it's very AI-ish. There's little, you can tell there's little errors. Can you see on the side of that clock? There's errors in the actual graphic. So that's how I know from my eyes that it's an AI image. But most people shopping on Amazon, and most people are not bothered anyway, but we had the anti-AI brigade there for a while back in 2024, 2025. It seems to have calmed down a little bit now. But yeah, you can just see a few little errors with the graphic. I have got a bit of software where you circle the tiny errors and you ask it to correct it, which is really, really cool. So yeah. Oh, can you see the rings on Saturn? It's gone a bit cuckoo there. Saturn's got two rings. Maybe it's, some unknown planet elsewhere, So anyway, it is a really great cover and nobody would probably notice these little glitches, the little AI glitches in the cover. So yeah, let's just have a look at the other 100,000 Wise books. I think this one at the top, excuse me, might have been the one that I saw on TikTok. Um, so yeah, we've got this one as well. Let's click on this one. So that's on 19,000 income and just 3 reviews. So 100,000 Wise, big questions and amazing answers that boost curiosity, knowledge, and smart thinking for kids. So let's go and look. 19,000. I don't think that is on there. Maybe it's that one. Maybe it's gone right up. When was it published? Let's have a look. Publication date, April 10th. Yeah, so it's gone up since I looked at it a few days ago. 1946484 from this. So look how that has changed in 2 days. I mean, this is mind-boggling stuff. I don't know if anyone else is excited by this, but I am like 100% excited. And how many reviews? 3. Let's have a look. Yeah, it already had 3 reviews. So let's then do the maths on that. That might change the situation. Obviously, these books are still very new, but I think you could create one in the next week or two. The next week if you worked really hard, if you didn't have a life for a week. 648828. And who is this one aimed at? So that's now coming in at a second place to the adult encyclopedia one as a choice using our method of which book am I going to create next. And so this is aimed at, let's have a look, smart thinking kids age 8 to 12. So yeah, and I think that would be even easier to create one for kids than the one for adults. I think you probably need a bit more detail and you would have to do some careful fact checking, especially for the adult ones. Now, I'm not saying you don't fact check for kids, but it's not going to be as difficult to do for children. So let's just read sample of that. And I know this masterclass wasn't technically about this, but I'm too excited about it. So that's a different way of doing the contents page. I don't fancy doing it that way. Maybe they've got some software that's helped them with that. They've used some nice fonts there. Let's see if we can get to the questions. Oh, we didn't get to the questions. I always advise, as you know, to buy a book like the one that you're currently creating. But I do think this is a widely, hugely, massively profitable niche, and we're right at the cusp or at the beginning of it. And I'm sure that this niche is going to expand into all sorts of different areas and nooks and crannies over the next couple of years. So, guys, get in there now. Get in there now and create an amazing book, because who's got an excuse not to ask AI to come up with, you know, 4 questions per page and an answer? You know, how easy is that? When we look at how long it would take someone to write this book 10 years ago, they would have probably been writing it for a year, maybe even longer. There's no excuse now. We can just ask AI to just pump them out, break it down into your categories as you go. You're not going to ask AI for 100,000 whys and try and copy and paste the whole thing. That would be silly. But we want to break it down into categories, however many categories you want, 10, 15, 20. Break it all down. I don't know if there's 100,000 whys in these books. I don't think there is. I've not read into that in any great detail. Um, I don't think there's going to be 100,000 questions in this book. And then I don't know why they've called it 100,000 whys. But it is a popular searchable term. It's trending currently on social media. So get in there now, basically, is my message. So those were the others. There might be some other 100,000 whys books, but there aren't many. And obviously, all of them are doing incredibly well. So if you're going to publish a book in this category, I would expect you to do well, providing you've got a good book cover. Okay, let's go on to workbooks. I've got a blank spreadsheet here. Obviously, I'm doing the workbook. Um, I'm doing the niche profitability research mini course training module in the academy. So you can have access to all my spreadsheets. I'm going to do one for colouring books for kids, colouring book for adult one. I'm going to do educational workbook one. I'm going to do what else? Word search one. I'm going to do a um, games books one. And you can have a link to all the spreadsheets that I create for all those categories, and then you can just add to it over time and tweak it and change it. When you get my spreadsheet, you must click File and make a copy, and then you'll be able to edit it. Otherwise, you'll be trying to write into my spreadsheet and it won't let you, because I don't want everybody like overwriting my spreadsheet and making it a big mess. So just make sure you go File, make a copy. So anyway, let's move over to educational books. So what we do is we go to Amazon.com. Hopefully I'm going to do this right, because I usually do this wrong. Then we're going to go to books. I'm going to press return. Now I'm going to go to memberships drop down and go to bestsellers print, because they moved my bestsellers. They've just moved it in the past few days. They've moved it to here. And I don't know why it's under this stupid memberships category. It might be somewhere else as well, but that's where it is today. So now we've got all the bestsellers in all the categories, and you can look at all the different categories here on the left-hand side. This is step one of our research. Why are we looking at this? Like, what's the point? The point is we want to see what the market demand is for the category that we're looking at. Where is the market demand? Where are people's heads at? What are they wanting to buy right now? Obviously, they're not buying Christmas books because we're in May. Oh, what was that? I've got a spider on me or something. Ah, got a spider on me. It's only small, so that wasn't a big scream, was it?
Was it a little money spider?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Three
Just tell
guesses.
me it's good luck,
Three
and I'm gonna
guesses. It's a
tell me,
lonely spider.
tell me I'm gonna win the old maze house tomorrow.
What? Oh, are you in the raffle thing?
I'm doing it today. It's the Windermere house. That's where we live. It's just round the corner. It's just, 10 minutes up the road. So I want the old maze house.
Oh, I love it. I do that every now and again.
Yeah. Oh, I put £100 on it once, and my husband went mad at me.
I think if you're going to win in those things, you only need one ticket.
Yeah, she's probably right. I'll just buy one ticket. And then I'll do a lot of praying because it's a gorgeous house. It's right on the lake. It's got its own boathouse. I want that house. Anyway, back to the training. Where was I at? I don't know where that spider has gone now. I feel sorry for it now. It must have been in my hair. Very odd. So we're on Amazon. We're looking at the bestsellers and we want to look at the category that we're interested in. So, the ones I usually go for are crafts, hobbies, and home. Humor and entertainment is a popular one that I always look at. The Bible one, I always fancy doing Bible books or Bible colouring books, but I never get around to it. But I like that one as well. What other ones do I like? Science, fiction, and fantasy. History is fairly good as well. So yeah, have a look around the categories and have a look at the bestsellers. There's 2 pages. You get to see the top 100 bestsellers in each of these categories. But for today, we're looking at, was it educate? Oh, there, education and teaching. So this is step one of our niche profitability research task. Actually, step one it would be even better if you went to a bookstore, and looked what education books they've got in the bookstore. That would be a great step to do first. Second, look at the bestsellers and think, could I create a book like this? So the first one, how to start discovering your life's work. We're probably not going to create a book like that. The second one, ABC, my first Learn to Write workbook. This has been a bestseller on Amazon forever, but we definitely could create a book like that. How to help kids to learn their ABC. We wouldn't want to create a book exactly like it. We might do numbers. We might do an idea I thought about was blending 100,000 Whys with workbooks. I talk about blending two popular categories or two popular ideas. Just blend two to make one thing. And then when people search for both of those categories, you're sneakily getting both markets directed to your book then, and you're sneakily bumping yourself up above other book publishers by doing this. So, what do I mean by this? I mean, you could have in the description 100,000 whys for kids, kids answering the question why, and learning to write at the same time. Obviously, you would have a title on the front of the cover that blends answering the question why with learning to write. Are you following me here? I don't know if you are. I hope you are. So every page would be a little question. It would be age appropriate. So I probably wouldn't do this for age 3. It probably would be better for age like 4 to 10. Yeah. So it would be a question, and then it helps them to learn their writing or their cursive writing, their handwriting, by answering the question. So they're getting education, they're learning some facts, and they're answering questions why at the same time. We're blending the popular niche of 100,000 Whys. We wouldn't put 100,000 Whys on the cover, but I would probably put it in the description so it hits that keyword when anyone's searching 100,000 Whys. And this is a way of creating an even faster book as a workbook, but also hitting the 100,000 whys that everybody's searching for. So getting more visibility on your book by doing cursive writing books. And you can expand that into a massive series, do it like answering questions why on science, answering questions why on oceans, answering questions why on animals. You could go on and on and on and on and on forever and have your own little unique corner of Amazon by doing it in this way, by blending two niches together. So I'm only on number two and I'm already getting overexcited. I'm getting so excited. I've actually got, what are they called? Not pins and needles, what are they called? Goosebumps. I've got goosebumps and I'm that excited about this. Right, number three, well-educated child. I don't know what it is, but it looks like a non-fiction book. Let's park that. We can do non-fiction books with AI, but I'll let you research all of those, like doing your own book series on whatever. The fourth one is an FBA product. It's not an Amazon, you know, KDP printed book, so we ignore that one. The next one, ABC colouring book. Interestingly, this is also the age 3 to 5 category. So what we're seeing here is that the age 3 category is the most popular in education and teaching. And when we think, well, why could that be? Why are they at number 2 and number 5? Well, the answer is they've not quite gone to school. They're not quite got the teachers giving them work, have they, at that age? So we're seeing little clues here of what is selling well. And it looks like one of the best selling categories in education and teaching is mums who are, trying to teach or quieten down their toddlers. Entertain, let's say entertain. That's a better word, isn't it? And again, number 7 here. So let's just leave the number 6 one. Number 7, scissor skills. Really cute, really easy to do these little dotted lines using AI, probably the quickest way. And I'm sure there's ways that you could do that in Canva. I think that Canva has got boxes that you can pull and make different sizes and then change it at the top to a dotted line. Very simple to do. And if you don't know how to do that, just search it on YouTube or search it in ChatGPT. So that's a really cute book, Scissor Skills. So this is giving us ideas. So what I would do here is I would write down these ideas from this step on my notepad. So let me just see. So we've got my first learn to write workbook, because we're then going to go and search these categories separately. Learn to write workbook, ABC colouring book. I like that idea that they're learning their ABCs and the colouring at the same time. This is, again, blending two very popular niches, isn't it? Learning their ABCs, education, and blending it with colouring. Then we've got scissor skills. Because these books that are right at the top of Amazon are probably going to have been published for quite a while. So our next step would be go and search these categories individually, separately, after we've looked at what the bestsellers are, and see which categories have got publishers publishing books recently in the last 6 to 12 months, and they're making money and they're doing well. And that gives us a clue to what we could publish now, in 2026 and make money and do really well on Amazon, because a lot of categories are so saturated. You're going to publish something and it just gets lost, under a pile of 20,000 or even 60,000 other books. And we don't want that. So we've got scissor skills. What else can we see? I've got really bad eyesight today, even with these glasses on. Teach your child to read in 100 easy lessons. Could do a book like that in 100,000 whys. Teach your child to read with 100,000 whys. I'm getting over carried away about these 100,000 whys, but I'm excited about it because it will show up in a search when people are clearly searching for these 100,000 whys. That's why I'm excited about that. Learn to read activity book. I quite like that, the idea of that. So let's write that one down. We need to think about how long would it take us to create books like this. My first book of baby signs. Could potentially do that with AI. I'm going to park that one. Um, but you could look more into any of the ones that appeal to you. I don't know what that is, more metrics, ATI, T's. So I'm just going to leave that. It's some like, I don't know, schooling, educational workbook, textbook thing, study guide. And the same with the next one. The Digital Delusion, that's like a non-fiction book. Same one with that. The Five Dysfunctions of something, I can't read. We've got a dummies book, ASVAB, don't know what that is. I'm going to leave it. Biology book, then we've got another FBA product there that isn't a book. The official SATs study guide. History Premium Prep. I mean, you could absolutely do history book, French book, or whatever, but you probably wouldn't do it under an exam board for obvious reasons. But you could do these books or help study guides to accompany these sorts of books. Life on the Bridge. The next one is an FBA product. Then we've got Word Search for Kids, similar age group, 4 to 8. So, Word Search for Kids puzzle book, 4 to 8. And then very quickly, I'll just go down to the bottom of this page. I'm not going to look on page 2. Cursive handwriting workbook. And funnily enough, there's another one at number 27 and number 30. They're all cursive handwriting handbooks. So that one is for teens. Which surprises me that a cursive handwriting book for teens is trumping the one at number 27 and number 30. But it is what it is. I wouldn't get one for my teenager. I wouldn't even think of it. Cursive writing workbook for teens. What's the next one? Trace letters alphabet workbook. What's that age there? I can't bloody see. Age 3 to 6. Trace. That's the age 3 to 6 age group as well. So that looks like a good age group to go for. But you probably couldn't do the 100,000 Whys for that age group. So that's putting me off a bit with that. And then cursive handwriting workbook for kids. Workbook for kids. So I'm writing all these down on my notepad, making a note of where the market demand is. Kindergarten workbook. 100 timed tests. Kindergarten math. Brain Quest. Don't know what Brain Quest is, but you could come up with your own little series that is similar. Thank you, teachers, blah, blah, blah. So we could do this one, kindergarten math workbook. Again, it's that age group, isn't it? So it looks like if you're going to do educational books, you should go for age 3 to 5, if you're being sensible. And what was the most common book here? So I'm going to just go with, to research and to look deeper into, because I'm just conscious of time. Can't believe how fast it goes. What was the most common book here? So there's maths, kindergarten, got trace letters, cursive handwriting here, cursive handwriting there. That's a word search book. ABC, learning the ABC, scissor skills, learn to write. So I think it's the learn to write is the most common one. Learning to write, just let me double check. I They're kind of all different, aren't they? Trace letters. That's a similar theme. So I'm going to go with that theme to just look deeper into. Obviously, if I was on my own doing this as a task, I would look into all of these to see which ones have got the most recently published books that are making the most money. So let's go cursive handwriting for some deep research. Cursive handwriting. Um, I'm gonna go kids. Oh no, they're not gonna do cursive handwriting. The kids aged 3 to 5. It must have been the other books. So cursive handwriting workbook. That's coming up as the top search anyway there on Amazon. So I'll go with that. Then we've obviously got these two bestsellers that we've only just seen, but let's see how much they're making. So I'm going to put this into my spreadsheet that you will all have access to. So that is making 15,486. I'm just going to change my glasses to my even stronger ones. This is ridiculous, isn't it? It shouldn't have to do this. That's better. I can see. Um, Number of reviews. There's a lot of reviews on that, isn't there? I don't know how they've managed to get so many reviews. It looks like it was published quite a long time ago. Let's have a look down at the bottom to see. Published date, November 12th, 2020. So we wouldn't put that on our spreadsheet because it's too long ago. We want the more recent books. So we're going to go backwards. This next one was published in 2019. Looks like it's part of a series. It's nice that they've got similar style of covers in the series. I think they let's have a look actually at the series. We can see it. Yeah, so that's really nice, isn't it? That is what I want to see you guys doing, especially those of you in the mastery program. That is what we're trying to do. A lovely website, education for kids, and then all these books that look similar, that look like they belong together in the same family. It would make my heart sing to see you guys creating something like this. And look how much money this dude has made. Look at it. You can tell from all the um reviews, 6,000 reviews, 25,000 reviews, 14,000 reviews. It's mind-boggling how much money this guy has made from getting that many reviews. Obviously, we don't know how many adverts he's had to do, or we don't know how much money he's invested in any Amazon ads. But what we do know is these are very high quality covers. They solve a problem. They are highly consumable, and it's very likely that people will buy others once they've used one of his books, especially if we can get them on his email list as well. And he might be selling these books in other avenues and other formats, and have physical books in stores on Ingram Spark and wherever else. Anyway, I'm going off at a tangent there, but I want to see you guys doing this stuff. What else am I looking? I'm looking for something that's been published recently. That's our little golden nugget if we can find something. November 22, 2018, 19, 13, 2026. May? Is that like how's that May? May the 5th, 2026. Okay, I'm a bit baffled by that, but I'm going to click on it. I'm imagining it's not made any money yet. It has.
Abby,
Yeah.
it says this will be released. It's a
Oh,
pre-order. They're having it they're putting it up for pre-order.
but honestly, this is sickening, Nora, because who does a pre-order? Who can be asked with that?
I do it if it's somebody like a fiction writer and I know they're
Yeah.
bringing one soon. I do that so that I get it. But
Wow. I'm just gonna look, see if they've got other ones, because I would imagine they've got others that to make them put it on pre-order. Do you get more visibility, do you think, Nora, if you put it on pre-order?
I don't think so.
I just find it just a bit
Like that
baffling.
goes against everything else, doesn't it? if it's unless they get loads of sales, unless they do have loads of other books. I
Yeah, but it's
mean,
not got that many, and they've not even got that many reviews. I just find it mind-boggling. Anyway, it is what it is, and it's very good that this person has done it in this way. Savings pre-order price guarantees. Maybe it's like a special offer, or I don't know. Um, so we've already got $3,000 dollars of revenue. No reviews because it's not nobody's actually got their hands on this book yet. They've all pre-ordered it. I imagine they've already paid for it, and it is coming out. It will be posted out to everyone on the 5th of May. But it's a good indicator that this cursive handwriting workbook um, has got legs here in 2026, even though the others have been on there for a long, long time. So we could absolutely let's put that on our spreadsheet because I'll say it's recent. It doesn't even exist yet. It's that recent. So let's look at the revenue. 3306.69. Look at the number of reviews. Oh, obviously zero. Revenue per review. I just call it 3307. There's something wrong with this spreadsheet. It doesn't like decimals. Date published. I don't know what we said. 5th of May. Or was it the 6th? Whatever. So that's that. And then let's look and see if there's some others. So the idea behind this is that we'll get 10 of them on our list as we go through the pages on Amazon, and we'll be able to see what types of cursive writing workbook are being published right now that are selling right now as well. So we can then come in and create a similar workbook to that. Maybe ours will be bigger. Maybe ours will be the ultimate one. Maybe ours will have a few bonuses in there, so that we can really capture that audience and entice them to choose our book and not the other books. So let's go back there. Cursive writing, that's a pretty cover, very different. Um, my eyes are going again. God knows what I need to do about my eyesight. It's never been like this. Maybe, oh no, that doesn't help. Does it help? Does that help? No.
you had it checked, Abby.
I had it checked. They told me I'd changed. They gave me some new contact lenses. And now, yes, oh my gosh, I can see Lake Windermere as I look to the left, but I can't see anything in my own house. Something has gone wrong somewhere. But yeah, brilliant. I can see the moon. I can see, what is it? What was it called? That ship that they sent up to the moon.
Uh, Rocket, yeah.
I can see it.
You need your
Anyway,
prescription changed again. They've made a mistake somewhere.
well, they've not made a mistake in terms of they've really helped me to see, a piece of dust on a star, but they're just not helping me to actually see things that I need to see, like labels and food and shopping and what's on my phone and what's on my screen. So yeah. I don't know. I will have to go back though. You're absolutely right about that. So I'm not finding many that have been published recently. Let's have a look down. And this is why you then need to go through all the ones that we found that are popular on that bestsellers list to find, well, which one of those has got movement that I can go into, in 2026. Um, Having said that, these probably all are generating a lot of revenue. So we can go to page 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 as we work our way down. Sometimes by the time you get to page 2 or 3, there is no income. October 25, cursive handwriting workbook for teens. Still earning $600. Very easy cut to cover to create. 560. When was it published? Hmm. Why are they moving the publication date? October 31st. Independent publisher. It's not a big publisher, so it's ticking all of our boxes. I've forgotten the amount now. 560 and 60 reviews. 60 reviews. And we do the maths. They're earning $9.30 per review. The more they earn per review, the better a sign it is that we could publish a similar book, not have to put a load of ads, put a load of money on ads, not have to get a load of book reviews in order to get our book seen and noticed and purchased. And very quickly, let's just look at a different category. So what else was there? Cursive handwriting. There was just learn to write. Learn to write workbook. Let's go with what came up there on the search. My first learn to write workbook. Obviously, we saw that. This one has got a similar cover to the top one. So I imagine it's the same company or the same people, or maybe not. Maybe not. Published 2021. We're looking at the publication year now to see if there's any recently published that are doing well. Here's one that was published just last year. My first cursive workbook, 160 pages. $450, 42 reviews. 42 reviews. 450 divided by 42, 1071. So this is telling us that which is a better idea, which is the better book for me to publish. And it would be on this list, it would be the top one for sure. Let's go back 2025, November. Oh, that's not making very much money, is it? So we're going to just leave that one. We don't want that one on our list. But it has made it to page 3, which is good. November 4th, 2025. So then you could niche down and really look at workbooks and educational books and kids' books. You could go to ChatGPT and say, can you name me the top 10 categories in children's age 3 to 5 educational workbooks? And ChatGPT, you could ask for 20. ChatGPT will then give you other category ideas that are more niche down. And then you can research those niches as well, one by one by one, to find your little special little corner of Amazon that you want to create a little book series in. These ones here haven't got that much income. Let's have a look at that one. My first tracing book. I don't get why, they're really lucrative. They're earning lots of money on page 1 or 2, and then by the time you get to page 3, they're not earning very much at all. But I know that there's more books that are cursive writing and printing books and learning to write workbooks. I know there's got to be more books than that are selling and making money than there are displayed on page 1 or 2. So are they lying to us? Is this a lie? Do you know? Who's got the answer? Because I know that more cursive writing books than this are selling well. I just know it. How do I know? I just know. That one's not selling. I don't believe it. Look how good that cover is. And it's on page 3. Very odd. 2026, March. $7.99. Do you believe all this? Because I know workbooks and educational books are really highly profitable on Amazon. This is a nice cover, isn't it? Very distinctive. That's not making any money, apparently. Right. So what else? Summer workbook. Summer sentence writing workbook. Yeah, so we could go down even more rabbit holes here. Sentence writing workbook. Summer fun workbook. Handwriting workbook. I like the idea of a summer one. So then we're blending seasonal, which is profitable, isn't it? Summer and handwriting, summer and education, summer and cursive writing, and having a summer theme. And I also like my idea of answering the questions why as they are writing instead of boring, YES, boring, these boring books. They can learn something as they go along. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there because we've been going at it for an hour. I'm going to dive a lot deeper into educational workbooks because I just know 100% it's a hugely profitable area on Amazon. So I'm definitely going to go and get to the bottom of where is the profitability. So I'm going to look at all of those categories and find out where it is. But I hope you've enjoyed today's masterclass. I hope that you've enjoyed also learning about 100,000 whys. And I hope that you go away and create that damn book and expand that book into a series because AI can do it for you. There's no excuses. Um, yeah, okay. Have an amazing weekend. It's beautiful weather here in the UK, like beautiful. So I hope you have an amazing weekend and I shall see you all next week. Goodbye. Bye bye.